Difference quotient. You'll see this quite a bit in calculus. It actually refers to slope. It's just this little formula, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. This is just function notation. It just means substitution. So we're going to do a couple examples to show you what's going on. Now, when we find the difference quotient for this example, f of x equals x plus 4, keep in mind that f of x is x plus 4. So the first thing we want to do is find f of x plus h. Now what that means is you're going to take the x plus h, and everywhere in your function you have an x, which we have with the plus 4. Instead of writing down the x, we're going to use x plus h. And that's all that means. So the only thing I'm going to do is just get rid of the parentheses. So we have x plus h plus 4. That's what f of x plus h is. And we're given the f of x is x plus 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this difference quotient. I'm going to rewrite it just so you can see exactly what's going on. And I want you to see what we're doing isn't really that big of a deal once you understand what the f of x plus h is. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. I'm going to use parentheses minus parentheses. And I don't know where that 4 came from, so we better erase it, because it should be a what? It should be an h. Remember, use the formula. Don't make it your own like I tried to do just then. H. So we have f of x plus h, which is all of this x plus h plus 4. So I'm going to put that in the first parentheses. And then we have our f of x, which is given to be x plus 4. And then that's all over h. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up the numerator. So I'm going the x plus h plus 4. I'm just going to drop the parentheses. Then I'm going to subtract the x plus 4, which means I'm going to write it as minus x minus 4. I'm distributing the negative sign or the negative 1. And that's still all over h. Now watch this. These x's cancel, and these 4's cancel, leaving us with h over h. And you know what anything divided by itself is? 1. So our answer to the difference quotient for f of x equals x plus 4 is 1. Now let's do one that may be a little bit more difficult. Once again, we need to find f of x plus h first, and this is actually the hardest part. So once again, everywhere I have an x, I'm going to write x plus h. That's from our function now. So instead of having x squared plus 1, I have x plus h squared plus 1. Whatever is inside parentheses is substitute for the x in our function. And now let's clean this up. However you do this depends on whether or not you get it right. I'm going to do it the long way. X plus h squared is the same as x plus h times x plus h. Then we use the full method. X times x is x squared, x times h is xh. H times x is also xh or hx. Either way you want to write it, it's the same thing. And h times h is h squared. And then don't forget the plus 1. Then I have combined like terms. I have x squared, and then xh plus xh, or 1xh plus 1xh is 2xh plus the h squared. And then don't forget the plus 1. So all that is f of x plus 4. And then once again, we still have f of x given to be x squared plus 1. Now our difference quotient says we subtract those two and write that over h. Once again, I like to use parentheses to avoid mistakes, especially with signs. So f of x plus h goes in the first parentheses, which is all of this. Hopefully I have enough room. X squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 1, and then f of x is x squared plus 1. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to eliminate the parentheses, so I have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 1. And then when I distribute the minus sign, I get minus x squared minus 1 all over h. Now notice what happens. The x squares cancel, and these 1's cancel, leaving us with 2xh plus h squared over h. Now, there's two main ways to simplify this. One way is to factor out the h, which is probably the best way, which I'll do that. I'm going to take out the h because it's in both terms in the numerator, so I get 2x plus h over h. And what's going to happen is these h's are going to cancel, and we're going to be left with 2x plus h, and that is the answer. Now there's another way. If you don't know how to factor, don't remember, you can always do this. You can separate each numerator with its own denominator, making it separate fractions. So this is the other way. Now these h's are going to cancel, leaving the 2x, and this h is going to cancel one of those h's, leaving an h. So there's two ways you can approach it, and that's it.